NRG have read into, a bit of counter prep for it. It's a deeper smoke. And the dart as well. It's broken time, but Cloud forced to just push away from this angle.
And this is a really heavy B commit from Giants. They're pretty confident that it's going to be a B planned. Maybe they've seen some footage, you know that NRG like to go for this, but NRG certainly not falling into that trap. They're going to get the A site for free, unless Cloud can get a spam kill or something from heaven.
Yeah, it looks like he was holding for some of these shock darts. Not in the location he was expecting. Dropped down to 5 health still. Opens himself wide there to the angle, but doesn't get punished. But it should be a free plant for NRG in these post-plant situations now that they can try and play off of each other. It's a dangerous position to play in Hell. Currently where Artis is. There's a lot that could go wrong for him there, but it's a dash through, and that's a shock dart from Crash. He's already claiming the first one. Getting close into the smoke. Dart not being dealt with, a bit of spam not quite enough for it, but biding their time still. Holding this util. Patino wants to just try and put the pressure on them now as well, taking a deeper fight. The aftershock to try and get them away from this one. Short cleared out at the end of the day, but plant location not too ideal. That's a very wide swing, and now this could get more than dangerous. Off the spike, but time was bought.
Yeah, I got to be honest, I got a little scared there, but although Giants still looking a little dangerous on these retakes, they're clearly comfortable with a heavy retake style. That's one of the big, differences between teams, whether they decide to fight really heavy and reinforce the players like Cloud who are holding the site early, or whether they're just happy to back off and play full retake. We saw a lot of retake style from Giants on Lotus. Looks like we might expect it here too.
Yeah.
There's a pretty similar defensive setup from Giants still. Those 3 players holding towards B, looking to see if they can use the pistols, close-range weapons to deny some kind of plant.
Now, what I am remembering as well of the Giants' defensive setup on their pistol round last time when they played against Detonation, they had their Killjoy playing there with a setup, so maybe that's why they were trying to solo hold it with Cloud, anticipating that NRG wouldn't go towards that direction, expecting them to run the same sort of setup.
A lot of mind games when anti-stratting comes into it, but also when you have such little data, when you only have one instance of a map, it can sometimes lead you to reading into things too much. The teams have certainly got a deeper strat book than they ever demonstrated in that opening game. And this is going to be a fake towards A. Yeah. Somewhat elaborate, considering that Giants still only have pistols. But none of the Giants players are towards B. They started the round here, but it doesn't look like Artis is going to have too much difficulty pushing in and helping Crashies get the plant.
Not anymore. Full retake. That's a lovely swing from all of them. There's the recon dart lighting him up. No one's dealt with this one. Artis in trouble at the front of the site. Oh my goodness, a skip and a hop. It's away on 12 health, but this had the potential to get dangerous, but still the weapons are in the hands of the NRG players that hopefully sails them away to a win in this round.
This is awkward though, isn't it?
Very laboured, very awkward, but just trying to buy that time for FNS, I think, to try and take that deeper flank all the way through the A site, and only 2 remaining, just trying to go for the jumping right-click kills. Ryan was gifted with 1, but ultimately NRG still safe hands for them.
Yeah, safe hands. They managed to keep... A lot of this can be mind games and the IGL's doing work, but sometimes you need a bit of luck too.
Yes, sometimes you're flipping a coin and coming up quite well here. You can see that NRG offloading that utility sites, making sure that they spam these common angles here. Artis, okay, taking a bit of stray damage, but the plan will go down without too many problems. Now, how do they want to play this one? Crashy's got his ult online, which means they can play the deep post-plan position on C-Long.
Only 1 player left on site here, though. And Artis has got to buy time for this Garage reflank to come through. They're going to wait for Giants to clear Garage, and then they have to backstab.
Oh, Artis could potentially be in so much trouble here, but there's a reflank. Ryan was trying to catch it, but it's going to go down here at the back of the site right now, all playing along in this smoke. So many problems for them, and the call was already made. Giants just needed to evacuate out of there, save the rifles that they can.
What a fantastic smoke from Som. You see how that allowed Artis to dance around?
Yeah.
And they're trying to rip every weapon out of the hands of Giants.
Oh, what a dink as well.
Yeah, Som's going to want to fight that one.
He certainly is, and he's going to win it.
Oh, and he's so clean.
Yep.
Som's aim.
Really, really great first showcase from him in this LAN environment. But here's some pressure that's being applied by Giants. Patino getting his Bladestorm online. An instant rotation here from NRG. Obviously the weapons aren't too good, but Nuki's just waiting there for bit of time. That's going to be a pull to disrupt this plant.
Good aftershock, though. Used by FNS, pushes Nuki away to the point where they can't really disrupt. And Victor's very safe, watching anybody that could be coming behind and able to shut down anyone that comes from Garage.
Yep.
I mean, Som is just in here.
I mean, on an island. There's no support whatsoever here.
And no A reflank, no Garage reflank. So this is just going to be a weird spray battle. I don't like these rounds very often.
These are really, really awkward. Hoodie's timing could be really important. Swinging all the way through if they're just opting to try and play with the rifles, play with the spam. And here we go. Hoodie could have been a difference maker there, but it's just down to Nuki. One shot found and a weak enough player to Ardis. Oh, right down to the 1v1. Spam angle found, and the swing is good at the end of the day. 4 kills for Ardis, but my God, was it labored.
It's okay. They're getting the rounds on the board right now, and they haven't got into a sticky situation where they lose pistol, lose bonus, and we've seen that be so detrimental for them in the past. They are still getting the rounds on the board, but I'm kind of worried in the way that they're doing it. It doesn't seem consistent to me when Giants end up getting the rifles in their hands. We'll see what NRG can pull out here. Operator for Fatinho as he gets into a deep position.
So this is a common thing the Giants were doing as well against Detonation. As soon as Fatinho can buy this operator, they like to set him up on the A angles. And they are aware of that, actually. There was a shot fired through the smoke, so Som's going to be calming that to NRG.
Nuki is so much more aggressive and confident with his rifling than most breaches. He is going to go for a contact re-clear of B there. So bold. Could be facing into a bunch of players, but he's got great information now to feed the Rhyme.
Looks like the play being made by NRG right now is a deep drone in A lobby. The goal is for that to be heard by someone, but that's a really well-timed dart by Cloud.
Does Crashies know the goated setup? He does!
Yeah.
He decides not to go for it anyway.
Decides not to go for it. I will say that drone, that timing from Cloud honestly gives him a bit of peace of mind here. The pressure's now on. Rhyme trying to anchor this one into the back of the site. It's an aftershock. All that util being used, lighting him up. Rhyme just still holding close, still surviving for the time being. Tries to go for that re-swing, but eventually dealt with, eventually traded. And what a play by Crashies. Not even sure if that second kill was intentional, but
I don't think so at all. He killed Nuki while Nuki was hiding in the smoke. Completely unintentional collateral kill there. And this NRG exec onto C is pretty lovely. Yeah. We've seen it a bunch of times now. They pulled it out against Koi. They used it as a fake against Koi as well in round 12. It's really well coordinated. It sets Ardis up for success. There's a lot of utility coming towards those Giants anchors. And they just couldn't hold on.
Enough money in the hands of these NRG players that honestly you would be hunting for these guns. You know that there's an operator in the hands of Fatinho now.
I think it's worthwhile.
The money for him. I don't know what Som's playing out here.
Take the turret out, make sure they don't have it for the next round, you know? Important economical things,
Brent. Of course.
Did you not see that in the patch notes?
No. What, it just persists forever? You just put down turrets every round and they exist, they just haunt the map.
Look at this, though. You've got the free cam angle of all of the utility that's getting used. And Ardis is put really deep into the site, which puts pressure onto these anchor players. And then if Ardis goes down, the trades are there. There's that kill, though, onto Nuki, which was really unfortunate from Giants.
What a weird buy, honestly, just because of the two players that ended up saving. They're not opting to buy up into this one, so half buys for Giants, roughly speaking. But
yeah, they have a rifle and an operator on opposite sides of the map, so there's nowhere 100% safe for NRG, but they have a massive advantage if they end up fighting Nuki, Rhyme, or Hoodie.
I like this decision by Giants, actually, to just push up now. If they hold here to get some good information in the mid-round. NRG just waiting. They know that the money is a little bit awkward, so just chilling out for now. And you can see Crashies opting to use the drone. Wow. That's okay, Rolling Thunder and the flash, but guess what? Nobody was behind that one still. Fatinho is going to be that guy. Back of the site, locking it down on that one line of sight angle. A great kill found has really put a stop onto this one, but Ardis, what a lurk timing. Into Garage, no one was really watching it. I think, actually, they smoked off the turret and he's still here, still causing damage.
What a play. Fantastic from NRG. I'm confused why Giants didn't try to get the punish onto Crashies there. Bit of a wasted ult from Nuki. But overall there, nice setup. NRG noting that they can take garage control, smoke off the turret.
Yeah, maybe that's Som that was hinting towards someone when he was knifing that turret. So I've got you in my sights, mate. Listen, you're going to be smoked off next round. We're going to be able to get those lurks in.
I mean, genuinely, that could be what it is, right? Yeah. Because the more that you play against a team that doesn't change their setup too much, and pretty much Hoodie's been running the same defensive setup a lot. He's alternated it slightly towards B on a couple of the rounds, but mostly been playing this setup. If somebody recognizes it, like Som, for example, they could definitely call an on-the-fly play like that. And it worked nicely. And the other thing, Brent, too, is, I think from Giants' point of view, they need to start recognizing that there is very rarely somebody behind Crashy's drone in a lobby, right? That has been used as a fake much more than it's been used as we are genuinely going back.
Backed away.
Which was really unusual. But so far, this has just been an FNS playground, right? Yep. So many good plays, setting up artists on the jet.
They are very, very... On the front side of B, it's another common position that Hoodie likes to play. Speaking of common positions as well, Nuki spamming that angle down into mid. He's been doing that a lot as well.
That's interesting. The shock dart, I don't think did enough damage to break the alarm bot, but Hoodie retreats it anyway. Or maybe Hoodie just had already retreated it. Either way, though. That's going to force Nuki to keep a bit more of a heavy eye upon anybody trying to sneak into the B site. And when things go quiet like this, paranoia must be rife in the camp of Giants.
You got to be thinking, got to be wondering, where exactly could they be? The alarm bot that was pulled back earlier, Hoodie places that one back down onto the front side of B, so hopefully that eases some of their concerns.
I'd like to see Cloud drop off the A site and play the B connector so that he's in a better position to Soveralt and deny plants.
That's a lot of util being used now into Garage, but I think the aim of this one is to try and get themselves onto B. That's a Cosmic Divide to split up the site there. I think
it actually just helps.
It does. It just helps them get themselves onto B. It's an odd one. Paranoia pushed through. Artist takes the fight now to Hunter's Fury. On this particular angle, Cloud gets a lot of damage done, but no kills going their way, and time is now starting to run particularly low.
What's the retake idea here?
Rolling Thunder through the connector. This is NRG trying to take the fight right to them. Patino, not sure if he was stunned up, but again, taking the fights well, making sure that they can trade each other out. Artist still playing at a high ground angle. He's spotted out for but a moment. Now a lockdown in play. There needs to be some sort of action, some sort of aggression, but it's just being watched for. And Som trying to be the playmaker, not enough for him. Taken out. Giants finally going to get that first round on the board.
The movement and the rifling so clean there from Nuki. And Nuki's a player where we've seen him on the big stage playing these duelist roles, Raze in particular, looking phenomenal. I mean, a true star-level player, superstar within EMEA, I think. And yet, on this squad, he's taken a more passive role, or at least a slightly more supportive role. I wouldn't say the way he plays is passive, though. Yeah. He's so willing to take these duels, relying on his great individual skill. And I just love the way he's jiggling around that corner, baiting shots out.
Initiate a role for them because I have my doubts, but his utility has been top-notch, honestly.
It definitely has, especially on the breach. Whoa, this is crazy.
Yeah, very, very aggressive angle from Fatino to take. There wasn't too much put into that A lobby take as well, so just hoping for the best and almost just got his head taken clean off.
Yeah, I definitely think you're right, Brent. A looks so weak for Giants. This is the first time NRG are properly testing it.
There's a stun on that corner. Fatino forced to smoke himself off. Paranoia catches onto Cloud. He does have a smoke to play around. That was Rhyme setting that one up, but here's the util just being dumped through, and there needs to be something to clean this up. What is that? Fatino with the Guardian. Short work, light work for this guy.
Gorgeous shots. And Nuki's done such a great job at sending in breach utility and reinforcing the site anchors.
Really has. Still the swings come through and able to really hold a candle there as the crossfire was held for them. Plant's still going to get off. The pull. Vulnerable position. What is that? Not a problem apparently for Crashies. The guy was alone on site deciding to take that fight.
You got the skills. You get rewarded massively. 10 and 3 Crashies. Putting on a masterclass.
Neutralized.
It's really quite excellent.
When NRG played against Koi, Crashies to me was the MVP of the match. And that was on Haven, that was on Icebox.
Yeah.
That was him playing Sova. So good for it. And Cloud had a phenomenal debut. Probably the best debut we've seen from someone who hadn't been to LAN, and yet been quiet in this game so far. Fatinho really the player that's had to bring it as he tries to make something happen in round 9. On the eco with the knives, not given a sniff.
No. No options afforded to them. The shock's nice though, forces Som to try and TP away. For NRG right now, they're just looking at the state of the economy. They're thinking, okay, we don't want to give anything away for free. No guns unnecessarily. Cloud just jiggling this angle.
What is the defensive protocol for Giants once Cloud has to retreat there? So he's going to re-drone in, make sure that it's not a bit of a fake, and it looks like that pulls Nuki slightly over.
Yeah. I mean, the interesting thing about him as well is that he is oftentimes just opting to just play inside of short A, like you're seeing right now. There's just a contact re-clear in there, not really too much backup, but this is the play that's being made by NRG. It's a fake. They're trying to really apply the pressure over towards C, and guess what? They have not dealt with Cloud. This guy could be a true difference maker in a round where the weaponry hasn't been as good.
They suspect he's somewhere around. You saw FNS using, oh sorry, Victor using
jumping through.
It's not a swarm.
And that's FNS just, yeah, not expecting that angle was going to be watched for.
It should still be safe though. The lockdown being used on site by Victor should cement this one. They had a flank coming through from Som as well.
Yeah.
And NRG, they love those kind of fakes. Putting heavy pressure towards C just opens the door on A so often. Could Fatinho be a... Nah, Fatinho's already used all of his knives
Som's
there.
gone, yeah.
This is a brutal first half for Giants. They will have been wanting to hang to some degree. Obviously, NRG's attack side has been their best in this tournament. Haven, FNS Playground, obviously, we know all of these things. And they're sat, listen, coming into this map at an over 70% win rate on their attack.
One probably landing at the back. The site, you're going to see a fast play from NRG now, and the pressure is on a player like Ryan once again trying to anchor. He's been playing in that spot. The aftershock comes through. Now Hunter Suri on top of it. Stunned up. Ardis just spamming into the smoke and still getting value from this, but they're not really taking control of this smoke from Rhyme that was set up earlier. Has caused a lot of problems. And Hoodie anchoring at the back. The trade is there at the end of the day.
It's such a good C execute. NRG putting on a masterclass in terms of how they're taking it, how they're using their utility, and you can't over-rotate against it because they make it sometimes a fake.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just beautiful Valorant. And Giants are forced to save here, even with Cloud getting that pick. They don't want to risk it in a 2v3, where they've got no money heading into round 11.
Got to save the operator.
I just love what NRG are doing there. The FNS uses an early flash and then a deep flash. Fault line down the right side, Paranoia default, Recon Dart goes in. They take control of the front of the site, and the only problem in my head with that execute is that they don't have very much utility to take back site control.
Sure.
But you see how they do it is just by trading effectively through the smokes.
Yep. Pushing through.
Yeah, Ardis and Victor working together to just clear out any of those Giants.
They'll try and make it work, but look at this util. I mean, they just know. They have to push the utility in there. It's Cloud who takes the first bite of the apple, I suppose. They're taking that fight against Ardis, shutting him down. And Fatinho, they're still not aware that he could be in that location.
When Nuki gets another fault line, he might be able to set Fatinho up, but I think that's going to be too late in the round. NRG taking a ton of space down short.
Oh boy.
Fatinho is going to take contact soon.
Timing is everything. I mean, he's walking backwards. Shouldn't be favored, but no, he's found the angle in time. And there it is. The shot's there. Doesn't have the dash to get out, but at least smoke the cross. It's now looking very difficult for NRG when you've only got the 3 players up, including this Spike that's just sitting on Crashies. None of the players are really with him, but they do have a lot of time in the round to play with to see if they can lurk, catch any of these players.
This is one of the few rounds where Giants have had that early round advantage.
Yeah.
Usually they haven't been able to get a player advantage before the site hits come through.
Crashes onto the site quite easily there. Shock dart ever so slightly missing from Cloud, but what is the call now? An aggressive play perhaps as they are gearing up. It looks like NRG want to try and maybe double fight. It's a Paranoia as well. This could be absolutely excellent. Crashies and FNS off some sort of contact, off some sort of util being used. They're going to be pushing now with the Paranoia. And there it is. Rips its way across. Sort of plays being made, not quite actually, not opting for it, but there we go. FNS, absolute masterclass from him. Still the players remain, and they just did not know that Crashes was there, waiting around the corner. The shot swings wide, and how did they pull that one back?
Insane round, a map up in this series, and instantly lose all of that momentum. And by momentum, what I mean is that you need to some degree to keep NRG reeling and on the back foot and always uncomfortable, because when you allow them to go into a third map, I'm assuming NRG are just going to feel so comfortable there, heading into Icebox.
NRG is such a difficult team to play against on this map.
And this is just going to reinforce the narrative of the slow start, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, NRG just can't dodge this narrative. It has so much power over them.
Turret's in the same position that it's usually been in, so no adjustments on the setup from Hoodie, and it's going to be dropped into Garage there. And now Rolling Thunder as well. It's a bit of a pincer maneuver. Players moving all the way up. Cloud choosing to offload that Hunter's Fury. He does get one kill. Hoodie fighting this as well with the space created off the back of this one. On top of Logs, they might not anticipate it, but what is the call being made? NRG evacuating that instant rotation from Victor now.
The first time that their C hit has gone awry, it was a C split rather than the beautiful execute that I was bigging up earlier on. Just a little mistimed there in terms of the support players following up and reinforcing that space, but also Giants over-rotating has allowed NRG this opening. They are so quick to pivot and to cancel these site hits. Can the retake be good from Giants? Here. They have a recon dart. Nookie's just got the fault line back.
How do they want to play this? FNS holding his fault line actually, and there it is. It slows them down as the util gets used. Dash down into the smoke. How do they deal with this one for Tino? He's quite low. Just trying to take the fight. Good movement, flash in the hands, but the swing is good once more. Beaming them down now, Rolling Thunder, and they have gambled incorrectly as to where that player is. Nana Swarms, time running low, popped off. Victor needs to try and take the angle now to know that they're not back on it. Spam, it misses. Cloud has to stick this. It's their only out in this round. And Victor, what is the play being made? He breaks it. Shuts it down. And despite the fact that he got half, it's not enough to claim the round.
What a clutch from Victor. Fantastic stuff. NRG just looking unstoppable. Every part of their game plan working, including the post plants, which I was a little critical of early on, but they just tightened up so much as things went on.
In real glimpses, honestly, of the dominance of the back here on Haven.
Yeah, incredible, isn't it? And NRG's defense, yeah, hasn't been the greatest, but it doesn't need to be.
This is a quad push on the pistol round. They are taking so much space in A lobby. I can't help but feel like they've got some sort of read here because the timing is just immaculate. Dropping right behind them, trying to take the wider swing. There was a stun placed well, but the fight, again, is a little bit awkward. Artist, though, trying to clean up the pieces. Gets one kill, does a bit of damage to Cloud, and he can hear that plan going off, just trying to catch the same angles. Spamming it right down the line of sight. 2v1 Cloud, it's planted. Artist has got a pretty good idea of where he might be, and it's just nigh impossible for Cloud to win that one.
Artist looks like a man rejuvenated on the jet.
Yeah.
I think it's so strange, honestly, Brent. A lot of people were looking at Artist and thinking about the pros and cons versus Ye. And one of the biggest pro in theory, one of the biggest benefits in theory, is that he's demonstrated much more flexibility, right? He's played KO and he's played Cypher and he's played all sorts of different things in his time with FPX. And yet, Artist at this tournament looks significantly better just when you put him on the duelist, just when he's sat on Jet. Here, it's all about how Artist is getting set up.
Giants left to scramble. Big investment, obviously, with the guns, but the swing through. I believe that's a stun and a paranoia to set that one up, and this could just be the final blow. The map in absolute tatters for Giants. 2 players remaining, the flank by Victor as well, just containing. No one was watching for this one. It's a little bit awkward, but pretty low enough now that this should just be it. Surrounded on every front, and the slow squeeze. Look at this, Crash is also taking space just like that. A whimper.